So I figured I'd do another story time before I get myself ready for work. And since we are entering or have entered the spooky season, this will be another scary one. Pull up your seat and listen. It's story time. So about 12 years ago, maybe a little less than that. This is shortly after I had closed down my salon. And there were certain people that I had as clients that I was still servicing. They would ask me to come to their home and I would go and service them and make my money that way. So one of the girls that worked for me, I would always do her hair color and her haircut. So she had contacted me one day and she said, hey, if you're not busy, can you come do my hair color? No problem. I then let her know that my mother was in town and I was also caring for my nephew at the time. At that time, I did not have custody of my nephew. I was just, I would get him often to spend time with him. So she says, no problem, you can bring them along. And so I did. So we show up at her house. Okay, so she was an individual that had issues where she needed help, even though she was an adult, and she lived with her parents and her sister also lived with them, and she had a niece. So when we arrived, she was there alone. So I proceeded to do her hair and we're coloring and we're chatting or whatever. I would say within 30 minutes or so, her parents and niece arrived. So as always, we greet each other. We have conversation. It was a good time. We're in the kitchen, right? So in the kitchen area where she has, you can look straight across the kitchen and you're in the formal dining area. So at the time, my nephew was about 4 years old. And we're sitting there and we're having a discussion and the chair that she was sitting in was facing the refrigerator. So if she looked to her left, we can see the dining area, right? And I remember her dad coming in and he sat right in front of us on the left and the mom was standing over on side of the dad, also to the left. And my nephew was standing beside me on my right, but he kept peering through the opening of everybody there. Like he was like looking around like he was seeing something, right? So I caught wind of him looking around. And in my mind, I'm like, what the hell is he looking at? Okay. So the mother, her name is Labrada. She says to the dad, whose name is Bayani. She said, oh, look, Bayani, he's looking at you. He really likes you. And so this parenting couple, they had 2 daughters and then 1 granddaughter. So they had no boys in their family as of that point. He was like, oh yes, I have 2 daughters and a granddaughter. I always wanted a son or whatever. And my 4-year-old nephew said, no, I'm not. I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at that little boy in there. So immediately everybody's head snapped over like, what? So now everybody's on alert at this point, right? And he's like smiling, like, like cupping his hands and ha ha ha, like pointing at the little boy. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So I was like, hey, be quiet. Not here. So the mom says to me, she nudges me, ask him what the little boy looks like. And I'm like, so the dad's like, no. He's just playing. The mom's like, no, ask him. So I said, hey, nephew, what does the little boy look like? He said, well, he has long hair like this, showing as if he had swooping bangs. His hair is brown. His eyes are big. And without hesitation, voice change, similar to the last story. He said, he told me to tell you guys he's going to bite your heart. That service is now over, ma'am. I said, what? So now everybody's like shook. I was shooketh. And I was like, what do you say? And I was a little nervous at that point. What threw it over the top was when the mom said, I told you, Bayani, I see spirits in here all the time, and they always walk through the house and go to the backyard. He then says, oh, stop. He's just playing. I told you that was not true. What? I'm done. This service is over. So at that point, I damn near snatched the blow. At this point, I'm drying her hair to make sure the color matches from root to end, okay? I damn near snatched that whole wall down, taking that blow dryer cord out of the wall. I started wrapping shit up. I said, oh no. I said, listen, you go ahead and do whatever you need to do with your hair. You call me later and let me know how everything turns out. Well, can you? No, hell no. Hell no. This is strange, okay? And for my nephew to come here and say some shit like that, and your mom co-signed, and your dad trying to shut shit down, we're done here. We're done. Spooky, right? So that is another spooky story that I would have liked to share. Hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. Till next time.